Hello, this is Rick Rogers. Today we're going to talk about spyware and malware. The definitions of what is spyware and what is malware. You know, what are we up against? What are we facing? So the first definition that I want to call your attention to is viruses. What is a virus? A virus is a program written that's trying to do damage to your computer, and it has to have human interaction. What I mean is, like, a virus might be attached to an email, and when you click on that, double click on that email, basically it starts downloading to your computer. One virus that was like this was it was a virus called I Love You virus. The subject was I love you. You clicked on it, and basically the virus started downloading to your computer. Another way you might can get infections is, let's say that you install a virus on a flash drive. You come into a network, you plug in the flash drive to USB onto your computer, and you double click on that virus. What immediately infects your computer. So that's what it has to have some kind of intervention by a human. What is a Trojan? A Trojan is a piece of software that really is just like it acts like a Trojan horse. You think that you are getting one piece of software, but in fact you're downloading a Trojan. For example, a kid might be playing a game on the internet, and he clicks on the game, and what he thinks he's getting is a game that he wants to play, but in fact he's downloading a Trojan. It's hidden underneath uh, into the software. It's embedded into the software. A worm. A worm is a piece of software, and what it does is it looks for security vulnerabilities on your computer, like security holes. And once you download it on a computer in a network, what the worm does is it actively goes out and searches for other computers that has the same security holes, and it spreads to those computers that have these holes on them. So it jumps from one computer to the next. A good example of this would be Configure, where it jumped from one computer to another. Um, Spyware, what it does is software that's written to try to track what you do on the computer, where you're going as far as your internet, what you're trying to purchase on the internet, and it's gathering information so to send to the creator of the spyware. Adware. What it does is, if you see a lot of pop-ups that keep coming up on your computer, what you're probably facing is adware. If you're on the internet and you see a pop-up, you don't really need to be concerned with just one pop-up, but when you start seeing pop-ups happen every like couple of seconds, then what you have is pretty much adware, and you need to scan your computer in order to get rid of adware. Malware is what I most commonly see right now as an IT professional, and basically what it does is it does a lot like spyware, in whether it's trying to gather information about you, where you're going, what you're purchasing, your emails, anything you do is trying to record on your computer. But also what malware does is it tries to damage your computer. Spyware doesn't necessarily try to damage it, it's trying to see what you're doing. Malware is not only trying to see what you're doing, but it starts changing things on your computer, such as your home page. One day your Google might be your home page, the next day you come in and it might be my web search. That's an example of malware. So anyway, in a minute we're going to jump onto a computer that's really got a lot of infections, and I kind of want you to see some examples of malware, and how you can be aware of these issues and try to stay away from that. Basically, knowledge is power in this instance. If you know kind of like what you're looking at, or you can kind of say that looks fishy, I might not want to install it, then you want to stay away from it. Don't install a program if you're not sure of where it came from, or you're not sure of the vendor. So anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back on the computer that's been infected with spyware and malware, and now I want to show you exactly what spyware and malware is. So pretty much, I'm on Google's my homepage, but I notice up here on my top I have two toolbars installed. One is called Radio Rage and the other one's called Inbox. So what I want to do is I want to find out more about Inbox. I know what Inbox is, but I'm going to just Google it for you. Inbox toolbar. And on the first page of Google, I want you to notice like the third hit on Google is how to remove it is malware. So that's a pretty much good indication that something's going on, that you've installed something wrong on your computer. If you Google it, on the first page it says, hey, you need to remove it, then chances are you've downloaded something that you don't need to, and you need to go ahead and get that thing looked at. It's pretty much spyware or malware. So Radio Rage, I'm going to just Google that toolbar. And the same thing, it says how to remove it, removal instructions, spyware. So we know just by Google that something is probably not right with these two toolbars. So anyway, be careful about installing toolbars. Some toolbars are legitimate, such as Google, Yahoo, Bing, but there's a lot of toolbars out there. SweetIM, My Web Search Bar, Inbox, Radio Rage. These type of toolbars are not legitimate. And if you Google a toolbar and you see that it's on your computer and you Google it and you say, hey, it's spyware, then go ahead and scan it and get it off. Download a spyware, a program that scans for spyware like MBAM or Spybot, and go ahead and get it off your computer immediately. The next thing I want to talk about is downloading programs. So I'm going to just go to Google and I'm going to download a very popular program. It's called YouTube Downloader. And so there it is, the first hit, YTD Video Downloader, and it's on CNET. So I'm going to click on download, and while it's downloaded, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to show you the next step. When it starts installing, I want to show you something. Okay, now we're ready to install YouTube Video Downloader. And so I'm going to go ahead and click next. Most people will automatically say, hey, this is YouTube Downloader, and so I can go ahead and click install. But let me show you something. By clicking install, you agree to the terms of use and privacy policy. It installs, but if you click on custom install for advanced users, you see that it's trying to not only install YouTube Downloader, it's trying to install YouTube Downloader toolbar and extensions, and also is trying to make Yahoo your default search provider and make Yahoo your home page. And so by unchecking these, now if you install it, you just get YouTube Downloader and not all the other stuff that's involved. This is a good example of, you think you're getting one piece of software, but you're actually downloading more software than what you anticipated. So be careful about when you start downloading programs. Be careful and read the fine print about what you're installing. A lot of times you think you're going to install something, but you're really installing a lot more. I used to download a lot from CNET, but more and more CNET is getting where they attach a lot of unwanted programs to installs, and so I've really stopped using them. Kind of stick to programs that you know that are legitimate. The next thing I want to talk about is this website. You think it looks just like Google, okay? But in fact, if you look at the URL, it's www.shinysearch.com. So this is meant as a joke by somebody. You click on it and a scary face pops up. But what I want to draw your attention to, how easy it is for somebody to create a page that looks just like Google, but it's actually a different URL. So let's just say that this was a fake website and somebody was trying to get your information. So you see Google and you automatically say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and sign in to my email. So you click on sign in your email, you enter your information in, but it didn't go anywhere. It doesn't go to your Gmail. What it's really doing is capturing your email address and your password and send it to a person's database. And once they have your email address, what do we usually store in our email? We store a lot of our online banking information. A lot of our bill paying is done online and is handled by email. Some of our credit card information might be on my emails. So if they have your email address, pretty much a lot of times they'll have enough information to pretty much take over your identity or take over your bank account, transfer funds to another account, all without you knowing it. So be really, really careful about what URL you're signing into. Be careful about emails that are saying, click here to change your password. If you're not seeing it from your system administrator, or if it's not coming from Google directly, then you do not need to respond to those emails. Stay way away from those. Basically, these are some issues that I thought that need to be addressed. What is spyware? What it's trying to do. The more education that you have about this topic, the better off you're going to be, because technology is not going away. It's ever changing, and it's becoming more and more a part of everyday life. So really be careful about what you're doing online. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Rick Rogers. Please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for further videos that I'm gonna create. I hope you enjoy this video. Have a good day.